Howdy everyone, my name is Randall Hall and I'm with Papa Boats Patch here in Grand Saline, Texas. And I would like to show you how to put together some wicking tubs. And what that does is it allows you to grow vegetables in tubs and the watering system, how that works. The idea came to me from a guy in Kingston, Oklahoma named Leon Sloan. Leon made these tubs, and last year I went through and made several myself and experimented with them and made a few changes, but they work tremendous. And I'd like to show you how we put them together and how they work. Here is some tubs that we've put together already to kind of give you an idea of what they're going to look like when we're finished. And the products are the components that's needed to build the tub. This is a mineral tub that cattle feeders use to feed their cattle, and horse people have them, and they feed them in the winter. So you can pick these up. If you know a good cattle guy that's got some cattle, you might be able to pick yourself up some for free, or some of the places like Lone Star over in Minneapolis sell these tubs sometimes when they have them. The other thing you need is milk jugs, gallon milk jugs, or gallon cans that's used in cafeterias, and I'll show you a little bit later how all that works. And then a piece of PVC, because what we do here, the way these are set up is that you've got these in the bottom that holds water, and you have a place to put the water in here, and as you water you can also put your fertilizer in here, and it takes care. And over here is a outlet. How you tell you got the right amount of water in is here is the drain, and the water will come out here. Okay, now we have a bamboo cane over here that I didn't have yet, but that goes down in here to kind of like a dipstick. It tells you how much water you've got in there. Do you really need the water or whatever? It tells you about that. Okay, and then you use the cans or milk jugs in the bottom, and I'll show you that in a second. And also you'll need about two cubic foot bags of potting soil to fill this tub. I think that's about what it is, about that size. Okay. Okay. Now I want to show you how to construct one of these tubs. What we're using is, we can use two different things. We can use a gallon milk jug. It can be a water jug, a CPAP jug, anything that's about this size, a gallon jug. Also, we can use a gallon tin can that the cafeteria uses for vegetables, and I'll show you where we drill the holes in to make them, how they make them work. Okay, so what I have here is one I've already drilled holes in, and what you do on the can is you drill at the bottom of the can. You drill 4 holes, basically equally spaced around the can, and at the top of the can you do the same thing. You put 4 holes around it, and they're about 5/16 holes. And what you do when you get through, if you notice in this tub, what you do when you get through is you set them down in the tub this way, so the dirt falls on top, and you can't put it this way, it won't work. Okay, and so I'll show you how to do with the jugs. And the jugs is, here's a tub, you put the jugs in. It holds about 7 jugs, and they have the holes, 4 holes in the top, 4 holes in the bottom. On each side there's a hole, and you stick them down in here like so. And what happens, and then here is, this is a 3/4 inch pipe. It just fits down into a jug with the lid off. And when you cut this pipe, cut it at an angle so that when it goes down in there, it won't be flush with the bottom, and water can run out of it. And what happens is, we also have a drain over here. There's a hole with a piece of pipe that runs out here, and so what we do, we fill this with water. When water gets up this high, it runs out here. Okay, so you don't flood any more water. What happens is, now this is a wicking tub, remember, so we have to have something to wick, and the dirt that goes down in here between the jugs will wick water up that the jugs have down there into the top part. Your plant will exist above here, and we have a a way to measure how much water's in there by like a dipstick. You put it down in there, you can see how much water's in there. You know where the water or not. It depends on how hot it is, how much wind you get, but usually you have to fill this basically once a week with water. When you fill this tub up with potting soil, you need to know how much potting soil to get. And what I'm doing is I'm measuring roughly a cubic foot of soil in this 5-gallon bucket. And so we'll see how many it takes, and that way you'll know how many bags of potting soil to get to fill your tub, okay? Here's what we do. We just pour it in. We pour it in. We pour it in there, and we kind of flick it around. It's got to go all between, it's got to get between each one of the cans, okay? There you go. We'll go get another. Well, there's a little bit there. It's got to get down in there because that's where the water's going to be, and you need some way to wick it out. So it's got to be stuck down in there so that it can function properly. So you just got to make sure that it's down in between the cans. Okay, that's the way you do it. All right, now. Next step, I'll show you just a second. We're going to add fertilizer here before we put the rest of it in. This is Epsom sauce right here, and I'll put about 3 tablespoonfuls of Epsom sauce in there. Okay, then also I have this is roughly 20-20-20 fertilizer, and it's water soluble, and I'll do the same thing. I'll put about 3 tablespoons of there. You don't have to be accurate, you know, it's got a little pile on there. They're not, you don't have to brush them off or nothing. That's about what you got. Okay, here's our 2nd cubic foot as we measured, and we're just pouring it in again, our 2nd cubic foot. Okay, there. Here's our 3rd cubic foot that's going in this tub. All right, there you go. That looks like that completed the tub, because when you level it all out, look, see, it looks like a good tub full. Now what happens, a lot of times if you set this outside in the water and it gets to raining, but the thing is, it's got the drain over here, so 5, and it's about 5 inches up to the drain hole. And so you'll only get about 5 inches. It'll still soak down, but it'll run out this pipe here, so that you'll only have about 5 inches in the bottom, 4 to 5 inches. What we have to use also is this is a 3/4 inch pipe, but it's kind of hard to get your faucet down in there and get water down in there without it running over. So I use a funnel. You can use a funnel or any type to do that with. Okay, so you can see now where it's coming out of the drain. So what we've got now is we've got at least 5 inches, 4 to 5 inches of water in the bottom of this tub. And what will happen is, when you first do a new one, you need to do it maybe daily until it gets all the soil saturated, or gets all the soil with water in it. Now when it's working properly, the top of the soil will dry out. It will be dry here, but the roots of the plant are down where they can get water, and so that's what works good. Benefit is you don't have weeds. Your weeds, when you mow the grass, it may kick some up here, but not as bad as if it's on the bottom. So, and if you got weeds, I'm 80 years old, so I can reach over and pick out a little bit of weeds if I see it come in, and it's not a big problem. You don't have to get out on your knees or anything, okay? And if you don't like that, put these tubs on a bench or something to get them higher, so you wouldn't have to bend over there. Okay? Now your plants, it's like anything else that's live, they have to eat. So one way you can feed them is take fertilizer, and this is like water-soluble fertilizer, and you take this funnel and you just dump a tablespoon in there, and you take your water and you turn your water on and you wash it down in. Okay, there's the fertilizer went in. Now then, you take some Epsom sauce and you put about a tablespoon of Epsom sauce in there, and you do the same thing. You put water in there and wash it down in there, and about every time or every other time you water your plants, put fertilizer in there. Now, I want to show you now, because we've got water on the bottom of the tub, but we've got seeds on the top, and in order to get the seeds to germinate, we're going to have to water the top and keep the top moist during their until they start going, and you still may have to hit them a little bit even after they sprout on top, but make sure you keep the water on the bottom, okay? So that's what we do. We just kind of wait around until we get this kind of saturated, and hopefully the seeds will sprout. I want to show you one other thing, is that this is a bamboo stick, and you would like to know how much water is in the bottom of the tub. You don't know if you need to put water in there or not, so what you do is you put the stick down in there, and hopefully we'll find out how much water is in the thing. And right now it's showing about this much water. So what's happened is the water that we put in there earlier has dispersed itself inside there. We've just finished showing you how to put together a wicking tub, and my name is Randall Hall. I'm here in Grand Saline, and go to the Main Street Baptist Church. You can find me there sometimes, and you can find me over here at the thing. And what I'm looking at is, and why I wanted to show you these tubs, is I wanted them like a mobile garden. If you not have a garden because you don't have enough space, if you got a front porch, a back porch, a garden in your yard, you can actually put one of these tubs in there, and you can grow lettuce, radishes, various vegetables in there, and you can have a garden and won't have to dig up your yard or whatever. And if you got plants that is in the sun, well, you can move them to the sun. If you got plants that grows in the shade, well, a shade plant, well, you can move it to the shade. So it's a movable thing. And the way I look at it, and what people tell me with the shortages that's coming and all that kind of thing, with the prices of fuel, they're predicting going up $200 a barrel and everything else. So you know that the diesel, whatever, hell, for delivering groceries, all that's going up. So you can actually, in my mind, save yourself some money by trying to fill out one of these tubs. It'll take, like lettuce, it only takes 30 days before you got lettuce. So anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate you. God bless.